Welcome to episode 10 of the Post-it podcast brought to you by BNN. I'm your host, Cassandra Romero.
And I'm your host, Genesis Medina.
And with us today, we have the privilege of having Mr. Mario Garza, the mayor for San Juan. He's been the mayor for about 8 years, and we've seen the city grow.
We also have the privilege of having Dr. Alejandro Elias, the principal here at Psja Early College High School, who continuously leads the most spirited and resilient school here in Texas.
Yes. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you
for having us here this morning. I really appreciate that.
How are you guys doing?
We're doing great, and I want to thank you, Genesis and Cassandra, for inviting us to this podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it is.
Well, today the topic that we're going to be reaching is sustainability. And according to Google, on our previous podcast, we talked about this as well. Sustainability means the avoidance of depletion of natural resources in order to maintain an ecological balance. But what does it truly mean to you, Mr. Garza?
Well, basically, to me, it means protecting the environment.
Mm-hmm.
That's very important, in this world with everything that's going on with all these gases and
Right.
People who are out, not really recycling. And
correct.
obviously, I think that comes in our part for not really educating people.
Right.
So, number one thing is protecting the environment and also creating bridges with the community, educating them the importance of
Definitely. I've seen that more around campus too. The
Inclusion of the recycling bin. I also saw there's multiple projects that we have going on with us right now, like the aquaponics.
the aquaponic system, the garden project,
Correct.
which is the greenhouse in the back.
Right. So yeah, I think we've all seen it grow a little bit. Dr. Elias, so trying to elaborate on what Mayor Garza said, what does sustainability mean to you?
Well, to me, sustainability is how do we work together in order to improve not just our environment, but also improving our ways of education, our
correct.
ways of working together with our community as a school so that we can get to a better place.
Right.
And to me, get to a better place, but also by being a conservationist way of doing it. So it has to be where that partnership is where we're using, of course, recycling, like Mayor said, and of course, looking at ways that we can cut costs, but at the same time get things done.
Right.
Be efficient.
Be efficient,
Yes.
exactly.
And I think that's even one of the sustainability goals, of the 17 sustainability goals, better education, which is obviously what
What we receive here.
PSA is.
that is very important.
Yes.
And I know it's, as a community as a whole, that's something that we really need to work on. And it's getting better.
It is.
And there's a lot of resources that you all know that there's grants out there where you can
Yes.
apply. I know the city gets involved and applies for grants as well to go out and promote and educate the community.
Right. So out of the 17 sustainability goals that we have, what are some that you guys practice at home?
There's like the recycling and
Yeah, recycling is one. Another one is the water usage as well. That's very important. As you know, I can tell you, as far as in the municipality side, that right now we're going into a water shortage. Not yet, but there may be alerts to where every city is going to ask the community, maybe water your lawn once, every 2 days or maybe once a week. We still don't know, but that's something that I really do practice, and then like I mentioned earlier, the recycling, that's very big in my household.
And is the water issue just in the region, or is it, statewide?
Statewide,
Okay.
it's all over due to the, right now, there's semi-drought. So, rain is good, not a lot of rain, but it helps,
Yeah.
the watershed and all that. So, yeah, that's where we're at right now.
And what about you, Dr. Elias? What sustainability goals do you practice at home?
Well, one of them is I love to plant. So growing my own vegetables. So to me, that's, sort of like
That's
what
really
Mr.
cool.
Mercado's doing out there by the lecture hall with his little greenhouse. I love doing that. And to me, that's like a stress releaser. And at the same time, you enjoy
Oh,
seeing the
yes.
product that comes out of it.
I wish I was a good planter, but I'm
Yeah.
not good at nurturing
I wish I had the
plants.
patience. But
Yes,
no. And
no.
I remember Mr. Mercado mentioned, like, your vibes go off to the plan. We don't want that.
Yeah. What is the reason for wanting to implement these goals on campus right now? Because we see these posters of the 17 sustainability goals, and we see, like Jenny said, the recycling bins and the aquaponics that hopefully is coming soon, and the garden project. So why now?
I think through sustainability is a way for our students to do problem-based learning. And
Right.
that means that students I learn through hands-on and visual.
Yeah.
Most of our
Same.
students, about 85% of our students learn that way. So I think if we're able to implement in every class, and our teachers are excited about it because we've been talking to them during staff meetings about what can they do in class in order to be able to bring those hands-on projects, and at the
Right.
same time the students are learning, and you think at a more critical level when you do projects like that.
Right.
So to me, sustainability is the way of the future. If you look at the sustainability goals and you look at on the top of it, there's a map, a circle with a map. That map is the United Nations. So
Yeah.
that's telling you that by 2030, the whole world is looking towards sustainability because we're growing in population. Just
Right.
like the valley is growing right now, everywhere it's growing.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
population's growing, so we want to see ways that we can educate our students here so that they can conserve energy and conserve so that way everything can last us longer based on the
And
population.
I feel like it's good that we evolve with as the world is evolving. That we're with the sustainability.
It's important.
It is very important.
I've seen as well in some of my classes where teachers are trying to implement, and teaching us why sustainability is so important in these 17 goals and informing
Yeah.
us about it, which I think is important because we are the future.
Yes.
We truly are. I mean, after this, it's us leading
Mhm.
whatever goes on next. So, what are there any new sustainability goals underway in San Juan?
Right now, what we're doing and we've been doing is the recycling bins.
Right.
We have members of the community calling in asking for recycling bins. We'll go and drop them off, and we'll pick those bins up once a week all
Okay.
around town. Another one is about quarterly we'll have big trash bins out in the communities as well, where they can, dump any type of trash instead of putting it out in public places and just
Right.
dump it.
Yeah, because sometimes
So-
I'll see trash on the side of the road, and it doesn't really make the city look nice, but it's important that
Exactly,
we
we're
have
working on it, and the guys at the sanitation department and Public Works, they've been doing a great job
That's amazing.
That is very
in maintaining that. So also we have a drop off on First Street on 323 First Street, where we have a big old recycling bin for glass, newspapers.
That's very good.
Anything you can think of, you can go and drop off there.
That's
Good to
very
know.
good. So, what are some new sustainability projects that are coming on here in campus that we're thinking of?
Here on campus, I know we just brought in the recycling. Y'all have probably
Right.
seen Interact Club, which is the
Yeah.
one that's
Yes.
taken charge with it, and NHS. The other one is we work very closely, I know, with the city of San Juan. During Christmas, y'all saw the toys in Center Court.
Oh, right.
That was big,
Yes.
so we raised quite a big amount of toys.
It's
and we
awesome
worked
to
together.
see
Yeah.
the amount of students that donate the jeans too as well.
I heard there was over 2,000 jeans, and then with the can drive,
Yes, the food drive that
yeah,
we
that
did.
really helped. That helps with the world hunger, which is literally hitting one of the sustainability
Yeah,
goals.
which is
in
the
it.
poverty goal, the first goal
Right.
on there.
And
And
world
really
hunger.
working as a partnership, we get more things done.
Yes.
And I think that's what it's
As a
about.
team, yes.
Yes, definitely.
Are there any sustainability projects that the city of San Juan and Bears are currently collaborating on? I know you guys said the
toy
toy
drive.
drive, the jeans, the can drive. Is there anything else?
I believe this coming Thursday at 9:00, there at our wetlands, right here, right off of Hall Acres, we're having a Earth Day deal. So we're gonna be there. I know the students, Psja high school students will be there present as well. If I'm not mistaken, Mr. Allen Williams will be there. So we're just gonna be out there promoting the wetlands 1, 2, just kind of educating people the importance of what we're here.
Yes.
Right. what are some partnerships with that the school and community have like been successful with that we already have gone through with?
I think now I'm looking more towards the future. So what
Right.
can we do, and that's what I've been talking to Mayor about, that what can we do for our students in the future and to
Right.
better our community? And one of them is I want to build partnerships with the city having us meet with businesses so that we can provide, and that's goal number 4 in improving education. It's what can we provide for our students to do job shadowing or capstones
I
with
think
businesses.
that's very
Very,
important,
very
and that's an
important.
awesome opportunity as
Sure.
well.
It is something you can take advantage of that we don't have to pay for with college and stuff.
Yeah,
Correct,
so
yes.
I think with those, building those partnerships with the businesses, with the city, now that takes us to another level where we can provide more scholarships that businesses
Right.
want to give to our students. So that, again, goes
Opportunities, yeah.
back to goal number 4, which is improving on education.
Right.
Well, I was doing some research on the city, and I read or I saw a flyer about the trash off. I wanted to know more about that. What is the trash off?
Basically, the trash off is like what I had mentioned earlier. We go out and just put out some bans and inform, educate the citizens in the surrounding areas the importance of throwing their trash properly.
Right.
Also, we go back and we educate them in reference to the recycling. That at any time they can call their city and request for a bin. That's what we're doing right now at the city of San Juan, is that we're really educating the people out there and showing them the importance of why we're doing this. Because like I mentioned earlier, it's protecting the environment, and a lot of times our citizens, they engage, and this is something very educational for them.
Right.
So I'm just like Dr. Elias mentioned, we want to build that bridge with the school district and the students, so that way, we can all go out there as a team, as one big family, and really just spread the word.
Right.
And I believe Dr. Elias is very, very innovative,
Yes.
and which is great. I love that. Cities love that, and cities love partnerships, because that's how we get things done.
Right. So, is there a recycling center here in San Juan?
Yes, ma'am. It's on 323 First Street.
Uh-huh.
It's open from, I believe, 8 to 5. They can go anytime. And then on Saturdays we're open from 8 to 12. It's just kind of like a drive-by stuff,
Right.
Okay.
stuff like that.
That is
So you just drive up and
Yeah. Well,
you dump, or people
well,
will help you?
It all depends.
Okay.
If it's an elderly couple, we'll go and we'll unload for them and stuff like
Okay.
that.
Oh, that's
good to know.
Nice.
So yes.
How did Psja become the most resilient and spirited campus in Texas?
I think it takes a team. It's not done by one person alone. I think it's, the students
Definitely.
contributed, the staff contributed, and then at the end, also the community. We had a lot of support from the community, and I think based on how we sell ourselves to our community and to the rest of the RGV, because it was voting based on everybody. So I think, it was a huge team effort of us putting it out on social media and really working together. And again, it goes back to
Right.
partnerships.
Yes, and I think at Bears there's a sense of community.
A sense of pride for sure. It's
Yes.
very, very
A
big.
family.
Yeah. How do you guys help students succeed? Like with this sustainability, how does this help students succeed?
Well, one of them is we're teaching them for future endeavors.
Right.
And the other one is that the more we educate you all on all this, if this is what's coming, to the world, I should say, that, we're thriving to be a sustainable world, an energy efficient world, y'all are already going to be well versed. So that
Yeah.
creates a better education for you all. So y'all are going to be able to be the know-it-alls out there when y'all go into the real world once y'all graduate.
Right.
And y'all are going to be the leaders
Correct.
of this.
Correct.
And I think it all starts here because, a lot of, we're growing, the RGV is growing, but students also want to, leave the valley and go
Yeah.
adventure. And
I feel
and
like implementing it here, letting that implement itself other places, like it's a ripple effect, and then when they move, they start it somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know the percentage, but there is what you mentioned, that students do leave the valley, but
Right.
there's a pretty high percentage where they come back.
Mhm.
Yeah,
and
they
serve
do.
their community.
See, I am one that wants to stay here.
Me too.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave.
You know, it's like good leadership that
Right.
that you know we implement on students. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and me as the community, you know, they go back, they go study, come back, and serve their community.
Definitely, that's something I want to do.
And
Yeah.
that was something that I've always wanted too.
Mm-hmm.
I never wanted to leave her. It's crazy, you know.
I think it's just like the sense of pride. Once a bear, you're always,
Always
a
a
bear.
bear.
You know,
I
And
feel at
once
home.
you're in the valley, you always want to be there.
Yeah. I feel at home here. I
And,
don't,
Yeah.
I
and
don't,
actually, like I should add, we're both their graduates.
Correct.
oh my God.
Yes,
We're-
yes,
and here we
Actually-
are as, you know, I'm as a leader in education, he's as a leader in the community.
Once a bro,
But
always a bro,
we're
for
still,
real.
you know, here to give back to our community, and we
Right.
want to see, because our families are from here. Everybody that we know is from here. Our friends are from here, and we want to see them grow.
crazy.
That's very interesting.
Definitely.
So, what are the goals for this school year, and what are the goals for next school year that we want to implement?
I think for this school year, we've had great accomplishments, like you mentioned, the most spirited campus in the
Right.
state. That is a huge
That is
title
huge.
to have.
Resiliency.
The
We
resiliency-
got the most resilient.
We got the
school.
most resilient.
Most
and the
resilient during the
spirited.
pandemic was due to you all and our staff, because you all worked together with your teachers to make the school shine by, and it comes down to accountability. The state grades us on accountability, and we were number one in the state. There's thousands, over 8,000 high schools in the state of Texas.
That's a
And
lot.
we were number one, so that says a
That says
lot.
something.
lot.
Yeah, for
That,
sure.
you know, during, you know, pandemic does not hold y'all back. Nothing will hold y'all back. If that was the bar that, you know, was up here because of pandemic, a lot of schools fell, well, this one didn't. So that shows that the students here are very resilient. So y'all can accomplish anything, is just as long as you set your mind to do it.
Correct.
Yes, very true. Well, I've recently got my driver's license, so I've been driving around the city, and I saw that there's new buildings being built, and even an Olive Garden. I heard that an Olive Garden is being built
Yes,
in
ma'am.
the city of San Juan. What is the plan for the city to attract more business?
Well, that way I can just share what you just mentioned. Yes, you're absolutely correct. We are getting an Olive Garden, a Starbucks, and a Chili's
That's
at the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. My wife was very excited about the Starbucks. But yes, it's the city of San Juan's growing. You know, when I first got into office, I took a very kind of an aggressive approach, and what I mean by that is when you're dealing with investors, you kind of want to come to the table and meet halfway.
Yes.
Right.
And what you want to do is you want to give them incentives. For instance, prime example, like, you know, in that area that's being developed, we can agree, like, look, we're not going to charge you taxes for 5 years, okay? But after the 5 years, we get taxed. Well, in establishments like that, you know that they're not going to be there for 5 years. They're going to be there for a long time.
Right.
So to answer your question, the selling, well, not the selling tool, but just the focus that we really inform these investors is that we get 1.5 million visitors to the Basilica in San Juan. So with all that traffic, can you imagine? Well, I mean, people, we want to keep them in San Juan. We want them
Right.
to eat here, you know, and buy here and spend their money, right? So that was a kind of like a marketing tool that
Yeah,
we did
definitely.
share that with these investors. So that's how that business landed. Now, that's not, we got some other good stuff coming down the pipeline.
excited.
But I can't share that, okay?
Confidential for right now.
I can share the Chili's, the Starbucks, and the Olive Garden.
And that's all off of the expressway, right?
Yes, and there's also something real big coming down too. So
Oh, you're kidding me.
I
crossing my
wanna know.
fingers. I think we're gonna be okay, and that's the whole point of you know, us working together
Right.
and helping each other out. So yeah, we're excited.
I think that also shows the resiliency of the city, you know,
Right.
because after coming back from the pandemic, or we still kind of are in a
We-
pandemic, but you know, from the major effects of it,
Sure.
it shows that we can get back up.
We
Sure.
we greatly bounced back completely. Like all of this coming back as soon as pandemic was starting to.
I really think, you know, the the stuff that they implement as far as, I mean, it's optional, face
Right.
covers, hand sanitizer, all that's still good. But I think what really helped us were the vaccines.
Oh,
The
definitely.
vaccines like you all schools put on for the community.
Oh,
for
yeah, and
everyone.
that
Yes.
helps too,
That was big, and I think that's what kind of starting to loosen up, and obviously we just need to take care of each other and navigate this together.
How can we as a campus give back to the community?
I mean, there's a lot of ways, and really that's my challenge that I just put on the teachers to work with their clubs, with their
Right.
classrooms, and see what else we can do. Like right now, during this past Saturday for Easter, we did an
Yes.
Easter egg hunt,
Yes,
which was the
It was so
Interact Club.
cute.
And over 5,000 eggs were given away. We had 90 Easter egg baskets by the class with Miss Villegas. And, to me, that's how we give back to our community. And we show
Definitely.
that, Bears have a big heart.
They do.
Correct.
We really do.
Yeah, and I think even hosting the vaccination clinics,
Correct.
that helps a lot. And their physicals, I know I heard something about that. I think that's tomorrow.
Yes, we're doing that. And again, it's about, one is through you all, we educate our parents also of
Right.
what's going on, what they can do to better ourselves. And to me, it's the students are our biggest media to take to the parents.
Right.
What is the city doing to engage with the district?
What we're doing right now. Dr. Elias has been great, for the Psja school district. He's been awesome for this school. He's done tremendous things. Us as a community has seen how innovative he is. But it's just the communication between me and him, between the commission, Dr. Elias, back and forth. Key is just the open door policy.
Right.
We have open doors. He's got the key to the city. Whatever he needs, because we see the good things that he's doing in this
Yeah.
district. And that's what we're about. We work together. At the end of the day, it's to, provide good services to our students and the community.
And by working together, the businesses coming, like he's mentioning, and all these businesses that they're bringing over, it's building that pipeline for our students to get jobs here and
Yes.
stay here.
Honestly, it is.
And just to touch up on that, Dr. Elias, he's absolutely correct. Part of the deal is that if you want an incentives, you have to hire at least 80%, 75, 80% of the employees have to be from here.
That's
Yeah.
actually very
That-
effective.
Yeah, that's what we
That
do.
is very, very effective.
That has to
because
be done.
that helps out a lot with not just students here, but people that live here in San Juan.
It solves the unemployment rate. as
It
well.
does. It really does because it's really high right now due to the pandemic.
Correct. Mhm.
Well, it was a privilege having you guys join
it was
us.
truly
Sure.
an honor.
Thank
It
you
was-
so much.
Thank
I
you.
enjoyed talking about the city and the campus and what they do together and
Yes.
sustainability in the future.
Great.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you,
Yes,
Cassandra.
Thank you.
for
Jason.
having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This was episode 10 of the Post-it Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. Go Bears.
Go Bears.
Go Bears.